Hi, Ava. I take him serious.
All right. First of all, when I say annotating, do you know what that is? Deanna, don't answer.
Yes. It's writing
Unfortunately.
your inner thoughts.
Unfortunately.
Writing your inner thoughts.
Because if you didn't highlight enough stuff, you'd get mad.
Oh. So
was
you're
like
telling
the
me
entire
she
thing
did
she
teach
did.
you.
It was supposed to be like 3 annotations per paragraph.
Kind of. I just didn't highlight
Writing your
stuff.
inner
Come on.
thoughts.
Your annotations on one piece.
All right.
And one.
So.
Right there.
Yes, the basic definition is simply that you are adding notes while you read. Meaning in the margins or on a separate notepad or document. Of course, are these your books?
No.
No. So you need to use Post-its or have a separate sheet of notebook paper. The whole point, what's the banner I have on my wall over there?
Critical
Above the
thinking.
window.
Read with purpose.
Read with purpose. If you are actually annotating, not just highlighting random stuff,
Whoa.
it helps you read with purpose. When you stop and you think about what you just read, you add notes, you ask questions, things like that, you are going to better understand what you've read, and you're going to better remember what you've read. Now, the reason I'm telling you this right now is so that when you are doing your research, it helps you save time. I already gave you one time saving thing last week. What was it? Do you remember?
It's been a week.
Skipping the reading.
Yeah, the skimming and the previewing. So that you can quickly decide, is this a source that's actually going to help me with my paper, or did it just look good based on the headline and it's not actually going to help me? But if you are annotating as you're reading, it helps you avoid rereading passages later. It lets you make sure you understand it and remember it. And when you have a test or a paper over that material, you've got a ready-made set of notes. I'm not expecting you guys to write all this down. Not the why. Sorry, guess I could have told you that ahead of time, huh? This I do want you to write down. Is every person gonna annotate differently?
Probably.
Yes. Even the way I teach it, this is the first year I taught it, freshman year, but even the way I have them learn it isn't the way I tend to do it most of the time. So you need to find what works for you, whether that's highlighting, underlining, using brackets, circling unknown words, putting a star by important things, whatever that is, you've got to learn what works for you. Are you okay?
Yep.
Are you sure? You will, however, be expected to write notes and margins. I don't necessarily want to know your inner thoughts, some of you.
We gotta let that go.
You were the one that brought it up. And
No,
I don't
ask
know.
him. Ask him
he
his
was
best
the one
annotations. Go ahead, ask him.
He was the one that brought it up.
Ask him. Ask him.
No.
It's a funny story. You want to hear it.
You
Not right now,
wanna
I know.
hear
It's on camera, not right now, I know.
Oh.
If you're one of those super nerdy types, Dollar Tree has transparent Post-it notes that you can use so that you can put it over the text and then write in the margin but still see the text. The key thing here is as you are reading, you are identifying the key ideas, the key words, things like that. You're paraphrasing what you've read to help you remember it later. What were you trying to get?
Me?
Yeah.
Plug in my Chromebook.
This includes commenting on what you've read. Have any of you done book club with me ever?
She has.
Oh, okay. I didn't require it that first year.
You
When I did
require
Colors
it
of the
now?
Flower Moon, I didn't require it. But since then, this is what we do in book club. When I require the note cards, you're annotating. You're just marking like, oh, that was shocking, or I have a question about that, or I disagree with that, whatever it might be. Now here's my, I just showed it to you, never mind. Should you ask questions without ever seeking an answer?
No.
No, always seek to answer those questions. Did I go too fast?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you a sec. Yeah, but others are still typing, so. Okay,
I saw something crawl up in that.
what?
Some sort of crawl like that, something in there. It had a tail, that's all I know. I don't know what.
Crawled in where? The cabinet?
Yeah, like,
Absolutely.
let me reenact.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So, I looked over, he's just, and he crawled up here and he went off and.
Bite you.
I don't doubt it.
I'm
We have
kinda
a mouse problem, but I've not had any in this room in a long time.
That's kind of gross.
Wait, there's a mouse?
She's never gonna find it.
I saw something with
If
the
she's
tail
gonna
going
check, I'm
there.
gonna see
Here, open the door. It could be a snake.
Oh,
There's legs.
You're not gonna find it is the problem.
Yeah, that one.
Whitley?
It's like running around.
Sticking his hand in it?
Why would you
I know it.
call for a mouse?
Open the door.
I did not see anyone.
Come in here.
I don't see anyone.
Just messing.
No, I saw him, but
Oh, stop it. It's happening over there in multiple rooms, so.
You probably went down in that hole.
there he isn't.
You notice I didn't even jump, sir. Okay, I think
I bet he went down your waist and all that.
He's like.
Okay, it's gone.
he's like in the walls now.
Why is there just a used paper towel?
He was munching.
Wonderful question.
Bro, could at least put it in the trash.
Yeah, clearly. Because it's never caught anything.
I could change the color, but it's
Let's give me the
I saw one in the kitchen.
You literally saw it tail. Where?
I saw two right there.
Or Ava. Yeah.
I should see that.
How did
It literally did.
I don't
Correctly.
Unless it's in these clothes.
Oh,
Yeah, unless it's
It
straight
was
around
like,
the
it
side.
literally ran out of the locker room.
I don't know. It showed up a week ago, a week and a half ago, and I'm.
Why would you touch it?
Well, I was trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it up to where it needs to go. Okay, moving on. Alright. Here's the deal. I have a series of videos for you. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna watch this one. And just like last time, I cannot.
Is this Rock drinking milk? The Rock?
No.
Dude,
What? Remember that one? What was that? That
Actually.
one milk video, bro.
Dude, freshman year?
I take that back. Most of you are probably not using books for your research, so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to put this in Google Classroom, so that if you need to watch this video for one of your sources, you can, but this is the one that we are going to watch, because this is what you are most likely going to be utilizing.
Welcome to Annotating a Journal Article, an instructional video on reading comprehension, brought to you by the Excelsior College online platform. It's common for people to read articles in newspapers, magazines, and online. But journal articles are a different kind of article, and they often can be very challenging to read. Journal articles differ from conventional articles in key ways. They are published quarterly in print journals and or online. They may or may not require a paid subscription. They are peer-reviewed by experts in the field. They follow strict guidelines for organization, writing, and citations. They are research and evidence-based. And they are written for specialists. Knowing how journal articles work can greatly improve your ability to read them. Let's talk about some different kinds of journal articles and how they work. Afterwards, I'll give you some tips on how to read APA-style journal articles, which is one of the most common types of journal articles. Journal articles follow different rules or styles based on the subject or discipline they
You want the
address.
captions on or off?
MLA and CMS style are used by journal articles written for the humanities, which include subjects such as English, history, modern languages, and philosophy. MLA and CMS style journal articles share some common characteristics. They are organized like an essay with or without headings and have the following sections: introduction, body, conclusion, bibliography or works cited, and appendices if necessary. Use MLA or CMS style for layout, citation, and documentation. Value eloquence and good prose. Make and support arguments. And cite primary and secondary sources. And then there are APA-style journal articles, so named because they follow APA guidelines for organization, writing, citation, and documentation. Subjects that use APA style include education, medicine, the natural sciences, and the social sciences. APA-style journal articles share the following characteristics. They have complex organization with defined subheadings. Use APA style for layout, citation, and documentation. Value precise language and use of specialized terminology. Propose and test hypotheses. Cite relevant research and describe the results of an experiment. Just like any other text, annotating while you read a journal article can greatly improve your reading comprehension. Since humanities articles are written similar to an essay, you can refer to the instructional video on annotating essays and books for tips on how to annotate while you read a humanities-style journal article. In this video, I will focus on tips for how to read an APA-style journal article. Let's get started. First off, there are two common types of APA-style articles. A literature review is intended to summarize a body of research on an existing topic. It defines the topic, reviews the literature on the topic, and draws conclusions about what the literature reveals and what gaps or questions remain. Then, there's the experimental report. This type of journal article is intended to convey the results of an experiment. By and large, experimental reports are the most common type of APA-style journal article. They are usually a type of article summarized in the literature reviews. Let's talk about some tips for how to read an APA-style experimental report. Experimental reports follow a common structure for APA-style journal articles. This structure is broken down into specific sections with explicit headings and subheadings. Each section is intended to do something different. Understanding the purpose of each section will help you to understand what the article is saying. After the title and author or authors, the first section is the abstract. The purpose of the abstract is to summarize the main ideas of the article. Read it carefully to understand what the article is about. If you are doing research, this will help you decide if the article is worth reading for your purposes. Highlight or underline key words, phrases, or sentences. If the article provides key words, these are listed after the abstract. These words identify the subjects covered by the article and can help you decide if the article is relevant. Next comes the introduction. The introduction does several things. It describes the topic, identifies the problem to be solved, provides a review of the relevant literature, defines the theoretical approach, and states the hypothesis. Highlight or underline key passages, such as those that identify the topic and hypothesis. A section on method comes next. This section describes the model used to design the experiment and explains what was done. You may want to highlight or underline the name or description of the model used and important facts about the process applied. The results section comes next. This section is all about describing the results of the experiment. The results section frequently contains visual aids called tables and figures to display the data collected. These visual aids are also sometimes listed at the end of the article. If you're having difficulty reading and understanding visual aids, check out this video. After the results comes the discussion. This section is used to interpret the results, draw conclusions, identify any limitations with the study, and point to future areas of study. Be aware that some essays have separate discussion and conclusion sections, with the discussion section interpreting the results and drawing conclusions, and the conclusion section identifying limitations and listing ideas for future areas of study. After the text of the article comes the list of references formatted in ABA style. If provided, appendices come after the references. Finally, some articles list their tables and figures after the appendices. Here are some other things you should do as you read and annotate the text. Paraphrase important information in the margins, such as the topic, hypothesis, model, and conclusion. Respond to ideas in the text by writing down your own thoughts and questions in the margins. Write down key terms in the margins. Make a list of new vocabulary items and look up the definitions. Make a note of articles you may want to read. Reading a journal article, especially an APA style one, can be hard. But following these tips for active reading strategies can help you understand it better. Thanks for listening to this instructional video on annotating.
Now, you guys always have the option, can you make sure it's aligned? If you want to print off an article that you've gotten off Episcale or anything like that, there is a printer right next door, and you always have access to it on your Chromebooks. So you're always welcome to print it off so that you can do annotating. So we're going to practice. The practice has sort of already been done for you, but turn to page 553. We're going back to this sample from Letter from a Birmingham Jail. You see those blue notes in the margins? Those are examples of annotations for you. So the first thing I want you to take note of is, you see the paragraph symbol? You know what I mean when I say paragraph symbol, right? Weird looking backwards. Yeah. So paragraph 1, what's the topic?
Flight moderates block progress.
Alright, what about paragraph 2?
Order versus justice.
No, fine, paragraph 2.
Attention necessary for power progress.
Okay, paragraph 3?
Questions.
Okay, paragraph 4?
Just find urgency. Urgency.
Paragraph 5? Okay. Then, I want you to look at the patterns of contrast. Look at how many times it notices that there's a versus. Which ones do you see?
I saw justice versus order.
Order versus justice, okay?
Complacency
Ends
versus
versus
hatred.
means.
Okay.
Complacency versus hatred.
Okay.
You said the hatred one?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've seen the contrast. Now, on page 554 specifically, do you see that first line where it's got a circled word?
Mm-hmm.
That is an example of what you can do if you don't know a word. Circle it, go define it. What does patternistically mean? Treating others like children. Let's see. You can see, if you look down at the middle of the page, see where it says tension already exists. Look at the underlined portion. Actually, we who engage in nonviolent direct action are not the creators of tension. We merely bring to the surface the hidden tension that is already alive. That's just summarizing what Martin Luther King Jr. said. What figurative language do you see referenced on that page?
As to what?
Figurative language. Go clear back to freshman year Elements of literature.
So you must use time creatively and knowledge knowing that the time is always right to do right.
In the margin. Carolyn got it.
Like a boil that can never be cured.
Simile, that hidden tension is like a boil. Do you know what a boil is?
A big, like.
Yeah, the sword, yeah. You see where it asks, let's see. It does not ask questions on that, never mind. Notice where it's got the mark of agreement. Do you see that?
Where?
On page 554, look clear down at the bottom.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just, yes.
that's part of it. But notice it's also underlined and they put brackets around it. Do you think it's important? Okay. That was it. Here's the deal. Your job for the rest of the class period is to read this letter in its entirety, well, read this sample in its entirety, paying attention to the annotations. I'm gonna give you a hint. You will want to read with purpose and pay attention and make sure you understand it and comprehend it. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Uh-huh.
It's not funny.
What if we don't have
Any of it by the bottom.
Uh-huh, what?
Oh,
Don't
shoot,
understand.
wait, it's not saying.
I said hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That's my way of like,
There's a test?
oh please, it's already written.
Oh, no.
So, one way,
It's a little bit later.
We're paying attention to the narrative how to annotate or the story itself.
you are using their annotations to help you better understand the essay.
So if I
Because let's be real, Martin Luther King Jr., the way he talks
She's gonna
is
give us
very
a
much
random
as an order,
This thing just-
not as someone who's speaking to high school college students. So there's some moments where it's a little difficult to understand.
I just don't know.
So, once you have finished reading, you may start researching for your proposal topic.
Goodness gracious.
I have over half of the papers graded now. And even though I don't have it in my web yet, I will give you back your rubrics. If I give you back a rubric, you can go ahead and go to Google Classroom and unsubmit your paper so that you can see the comments on it. Because my rubric does not exactly allow much room for notes, so.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, it'll be done.
Yes, ma'am. It's in here. If it's not, if you don't have a grade there, it's not.
Okay.
I'm being serious, she graded